The early church separated the ordinances of baptism and confirmation. Baptisms were performed and then confirmations followed hours, days, or months afterwards in separate meetings. Emma Smith, for example, was baptized early in the morning. She and those baptized with her were then scheduled to be confirmed in a meeting in the evening of the same day. The evening meeting never occurred since it was broken up by the arrest of Joseph. Emma was confirmed almost 2 months later. The meetings dedicated to confirmations were called confirmation meetings. They were separate from sacrament meetings. The Lord made the distinction between the two in a revelation to Joseph Smith in March 1831. Today's church has abolished the confirmation meeting and directs that confirmations be performed in a sacrament meeting immediately following the baptism. The policy of performing confirmations separately from baptism and in meetings dedicated to the ordinance is called confirming the church. The Lord directed that the elders confirm the church by the laying on of the hands. Joseph Smith was reminded twice by the Lord to attend to his duty of confirming the churches. The practice of confirming the churches was a restoration of the same practice in the previous dispensation. The Apostle Paul, for example, went through Syria and Cilicia, confirming the churches at the recommendation of the brethren. Paul did not baptize as a part of his ministry to Syria and Cilicia. His ministry consisted entirely of performing confirmations. The Lord does allow confirmations to occur immediately after baptism when performed in the field and outside the structure of the church. The modern church has replaced the Lord's laws concerning immigration and naturalization in almost every respect. Requirements for baptism have changed. Vetting with due diligence is no longer conducted in the way the Lord specified, and missionary work has been changed in almost all aspects. Converts are no longer baptized and confirmed according to the Lord's instructions in the Revelations. Handbook 1 is not available to the membership of the church, thus bypassing the church's role of participating in vetting and receiving new members, not to mention its right of common consent. We know that the church has added qualifications for baptism to those the Lord specified. They openly attribute these qualifications to the first presidency and the quorum of the 12, and not to the head of the church. They were not received by revelation. The new manual, Preach My Gospel, has replaced the Revelations as the authoritative and doctrinal guide to missionary work. The manual, not the revelations, meets all the needs of today's missionary force.